Hello and welcome to day 5 of MP Strong 365. Maybe at some point I'll get the name of the actual channel correct. Okay, so today, still sore in the quads. So I'm going to start with a heel to butt. I'm going to just grab, if I can, the foot up to the butt or not. If you are tapping, just increases the stretch a little bit. I'm going to put my opposite arm overhead. You can always use a support. I'm going to use a support when I start swinging. I'm just going to take a little grab and hold and then draw that hip forwards because I can arch my lower back to get the stretch. But if I tuck my hips underneath and drag the hips forward, then push the knee slightly back, I get a nice quad stretch there. Squeeze up on the glute, squeeze the shoulder blades together, long through the arms. And then I'll just go about 8 where I just kick back, kind of flings out and wings out, but we work with what we got. I'm going to keep the toes pointed for the last couple. And go and relax that, and we'll stay with the same leg. Grab a support, wall, object, whatever you want, and we'll start with front to back swings. Just getting the hip to separate from the stuck point or stuck points or stuck area. I'm pushing into my hip flexor just to help get a little bit more length through that back kick. Feeling light through that leg, trying to make it more swingy and flingy as I go. A couple more times. Swingy and flingy from back to front. Great. And we'll take that to side to side. So on my side kicks, I'm going to soften the bend in my right leg. Maybe point the toes on the left. And maybe swing back behind when I come across the body, at least for a few, kind of wraps those inner thighs. Keep the bend soft in the right leg. Two more times, let the arms go as much as you can. Ooh, I let that right leg go. See how it went like that? That's, I can do that, but probably shouldn't do that. And we're going to switch legs because, it's good to have like the ability to wobble all over with the knees. But, if I had like a big force against my leg, it wouldn't feel so good and cumulatively not the best. So I'm going to go back into my heel to butt. And I'm going to turn to face this way because I have a sneaky mirror, and it's good to have a mirror on these. And I can't even, with this one, I'm going to take that tap, and I'm going to try not to arch my lower back as I tap heel to butt. Working with what you got. Hold a support if it helps you get up heel to butt. Feeling that light quad stretch, that dynamic quad stretch as you go. Trying not to arch the back too much. And then I'm going to take another tap. I'm going to lift that opposite arm up. I'm going to hold this one and drag that hip forward on the right-hand side, drawing the knee backward. The legs stay close together. Think about height. Point your toes up. Drag your hip forward. And go and release that leg and do 8 more. Release, tap, release, up, and up and down. And last time. All right, front to back on these. So you are getting a little workout on the opposite leg. I need to do calf raises. I'm going to do calf raises. Sometimes the only way out is through. So when you're ultra sore, a vibrating object helps. Like if you have a power plate, I've got like a vibrating plate that I stand on. A Theragun, which I have a little gun behind me, I just exposed by moving the foam roll. Gunning yourself. Foam rolling is not for the faint of heart, but it'll do the job. Like if you're not fighting it, like if you can breathe, if you're a woman, you know how to breathe. I'm just kidding, but like childbirth, like there's a reason for that. Painful things, when you breathe through them, it makes them a lot more tolerable. So if you can breathe, then I invite you to the foam roll. And the Theragun's pretty intense too. All right. Oh my gosh, my left leg is tired. This is so sad. And we're going to go crossways. I'm going to swing across in front. Soft bend in the left leg. Tick-tock. I'm going to cross in the back. The soft bend in the left leg, trying to get weight in my behind. Little kiss of the inner thighs as you cross the body. Two more times. And we're going to finish this little party dynamic stretching with calf raise. And I'm going to hold the support on my left hand. Wow, I cannot. On my right hand, and we'll do double calf raise. And I'll switch hands for the other style of calf raise. These are just parallel feet. I let gravity take me down for the first few. So I'm going to press my heel down, lift it up. Press the heel down, shoot it up. Press down, shoot it up. Press down, shoot it up. Press down, shoot it up. Now my knees, well, I'm trying to get an active lock through the knees, which is hard when the muscles around there are super tight. So you can always soften the bend in your knees and do like have a light bend in your knees and do it this way. That's a different part of the calf. So I'm going to do 10 like that. And then I'm going to switch it up. So the strongest tendon, well, one of the strongest tendons in your body is the Achilles. So we're going for Achilles lifts here. So now I'm going to just do a couple with locked legs just so you can see the difference. This comes up higher onto the calf muscle. Trying to push weight into the ball of my foot. Now I'm going to do the last set here with my heels together, toes apart, inner thighs squeeze, and we come up and squeeze the heels on the way down. Squeeze the inner thighs on the way down. Heels rise up nice and high and press them down. Up. Think about the inside ball of your calf. Still haven't gotten my breath right today, so I'm just extending my right hand out. There's a reason ballerinas do this. It is to improve core and posture. It is not just aesthetic. But our posture says something about us aesthetically too, right? Like if you see somebody going around like this, right? They're probably feeling a certain kind of way, or they don't know that they look like that. One more time. And we're going to go into speed skaters slow. So I'm going to put an object as an endpoint in my center line. That's an option for you. I'm going to turn it upright, I think. And I'm going to start at that object in the center line. I'm going to cross the right leg behind the left, come down to my object. You don't need it. It's just for an endpoint, right? And then come back up to center and switch. Stretch through the outside of the front hip. Trying to keep the spine long and flat so you're not lowering down from the upper back. you're lowering down by hinging from the hip. You can toy around with the amount of bend in the front leg. On this particularly, I'm trying to really get that hip to jut backwards, to load into the hip, less weight in the moving leg and more weight in the one that's in front, because that's the one you're skating through, right? So if I'm skating up through the left, then I'm skating up through the right. This is all about just digging into the crevasses of the hips. Good. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to add a little arm cross. So again, that speed skater in, like, imagine this very fast forward too, right? They're swinging their arms to improve the speed, the thrust, momentum forward. A couple more times. And we'll relax that. Groovy. So just roll out your hips a little bit. Don't need any weight for this plank. We're going to do a plank on your forearms. On the forearms. Okay, option to take the knees. I will take the knees on the first few reps just to get the upper body situated. So keep your toes curled underneath you so you can drag your knees into the hip flexors a little bit. You get that little lower body crunch. You can do a couple pelvic tilts here as well. So that means your tailbone up to the sky, tailbone down underneath you. So just to feel those lower abs kick in. Then I'm going to reach the left arm out and bring it back to the plank. Reach the right arm out, bring it back to the plank. Reach the left arm out. This is the anti-wibble wobble. So the squarer, firmer, and stiller you can keep your lower body during this exercise, the better. I'm going to drag the elbow that's not moving into its socket, back towards the ribs, basically, and push both knees equally down into the floor. This is hard enough, honestly. I'm going to do 10 now of the arm reaches in a full front plank. So toes are up. All 10 toes are down into the floor. I just said toes up. Knees up, all 10 toes into the floor. And now I'm just holding plank just for funsies, right? No, I'm just kidding. Let's start reaching. Left arm reach and plank. Reach and plank. In some ways, the knee part is harder because you don't have as much of the leg muscle to keep you still. So try the knees, try the toes. We're on the toes. Digging that down elbow back towards the ribs as you reach the other hand out. Good, relax that. All right. Oh my gosh, no time to stretch now. I think there's going to be a yoga later. Back lunge, alternating rotation. Yow. So I'm going to go body weight only. When you come into alternating back lunge, I'm going to rotate to both sides on each lunge. So squaring out the legs, getting ready for the right leg to lead the way. And option for the arms is nothing on the first couple reps. Just get your back lunge settled. I need to go where I need to go today, which is like I'm trying not to get the quads. I'm trying to get the hip flexor and the glute and the hamstring. Anything but the quads. So belly button is tucked in. Waistline sides are tucked in. I did not alternate. I lied. So if you're alternating, then keep alternating. I'm going to switch sides. I just am very distracted by the still ridiculous soreness in my quads. I did some things at the gym. It's fine. It'll pass tomorrow. Anything longer than 3 days, no bueno. But I went after it a bit. And I'm not even rotating, to be honest with you. So again, this is for me, not you. But I ditched the rotation So it's as if I'm like watching my own video, right? I'm saying rotate and alternate, and I'm like, well, I can't do either of those things right now because I'm just thinking about loading the right muscle groups. So adding any other factor, but just repeatedly adding or loading the right muscle groups is not going to serve me right now. So I'm just going to do this instead. That's like a real-time pivot, but that is what I will offer to you. There is nothing wrong that you can possibly do except for doing nothing at all. So even if you're just turning on to watch and even seeing somebody do the movement one more time on the lunge, your brain is getting about 20% of that neuromuscular connection anyways. So just watching somebody else exercise is good for you. We are going to do a chair pose for this last little piece for intermission, and then we'll go through a turbo. So let's come into our chair. I'll do chair from the side, and then I'll switch to the front. Legs are squeezed together for this chair that we're doing right now. Pinkies on the floor. Swing the kneecaps away from each other. Bring the arms up over your head or in a T if that's all you can manage. And we'll sink down into the chair. When I'm coming down in my chair, this is like one of those yoga poses, like come down 2 inches is the punchline. Okay. This is one of those yoga poses where I never get it and I always hate it as a result because I'm like, what is this doing for me? And so what I've learned over time is less is more in terms of depth. When you sink down into your chair, you want to think about elongating the spine. That's first. And then all 10 toes are in the floor. Arms are up overhead, chin away from the chest. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And if you can maintain an upright posture, then that's all you need. So now I'm going to take nasal inhale, exhale, and just keep sinking down into my chair repeatedly, trying to maintain upright posture, long spine. And hold your chair. Option to lift one leg for a little bit of a extra kick, and the other leg. And rise out of your chair. Sweep your hands behind your back, cup your fingers, and flip your cup. Oh boy. And release your hands if you're flipped in your cup, and place your hands on your shins and walk those knees out. Walk one back, the other back, elongate through the spine. Okay, so we're going to do fast speed skaters into plank jacks into actual alternating backwards lunges. And we'll start there. So fast speed skaters, I'm ditching the prop. I'm just going to go with my flow here. And speed skater, I'm going to use the opposite hand on the instep. So if I'm rubbing the inside of my left foot or shin with that right hand, I give myself a little bit of space to do some crossover. So we're going to hop across. Give yourself space to at least do a little bit of vertical and a little bit of horizontal. It doesn't need to be a huge lateral. In fact, I just made my lateral motion like smaller and it made it more challenging. So you can test out kind of a little lateral hop, then you cross behind your front leg. The front leg is the superstar. The front leg is the superstar. The hand can touch inside shin or foot, ankle. These actually feel really good because I'm loading, not quad. So if you feel this in your quads, you should need to work on shoving that booty out back in the front leg. Good, I'm gonna go focusing on rotation, a little bit of slice from the waist, A little bit of spice with the arms, a little helicopter, getting my digs in, up and across, 2 and 1. All right, plank jacks, oh my gosh, are going to be on your elbows, then on your hands. If you don't want to jack, take your knees or take one knee and you can drive your knee into your chest, or you can do just tap out. So I'm in a plank on my elbows and toes. If your feet are together, which they should be, you can tap one foot out, tap the other foot out. Tap and tap and tap and tap. Now I'm going to start to jack. That means both at once, out, in. Think not wibble wobble, punctuated line. So you don't want a big tent up and in. You want to bring it out, bring it in, out, in, out, in, out, in. 10, 5, back to tap outs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Coming up onto the hands. Yeah, that's right. We're doing this thing. Feet are together to start. Delicious down dog or a child's pose, because we're here. So we do. And we start with feet together. Tap out for 8. Then go into jacks if you're going to jack. Soft bend in the elbows, like I'm tempting a push-up to happen. You can even shrug your shoulders into a tiny little push-up. All right, now I'm going to jack. 10, clean them up for punctuated 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8 tap outs, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Last thing, alternating back lunge for real with rotation. I'm not going to use a weight today. I will for demonstration purposes, but I just feel like it's going to distract me. So maybe not. Turn, turn, come back up, switch legs. Back lunge. Turn, turn, come back up, switch legs. I'm going to try 8 with this weight, and then I'm going to ditch it and see how it feels. If you heard my spine crack, you hear, I think that was my L4. Grip the weight with your biceps. If you have a weight, grab the weight into your inner thighs for stability. Woo! Good, I'm going to drop that weight down and continue with 8. Clasping the hands together, focusing on the inner thighs. Good, sinking the tailbone right underneath you as much as you can. Trying to keep the arms close to the sides so that you're rotating from your trunk, ribs. Do a couple more. That's good. Awesome. I'm going to finish where I started, just with those little heel to butt, just alternating legs. If you're celebrating being done with something and you're like, oof, I'm done, I would invite you to try 3 more reps after about 10 seconds rest. So you finish a set of 12, you're like, I'm out. And this is for things like plank jacks or things like back lunges or things like single leg balance, where, you know, it might have gotten easier or harder, or just harder in different ways. Like you lost the balance, you lost the form. The last 3, or the extra credit, we'll call it the encore. The encore 3 is your opportunity to explore one more time. Your switchboard's already plugged in. Your body knows that movement pattern, so just giving it a couple seconds of a beat of rest, go back, do 3 more, and just see what happens. You could have things have gelled together and you don't even know about it, but give yourself that chance, because again, you're here, so just why not? So today is what these videos were made for. Goodbye.